Hello everyone, welcome to another Quad Education Test Prep Fundamentals video. My name is Tom, and today, once again, we're getting back to the fundamentals and talking about a math topic from the SAT and ACT that I would say probably has the most real-world application out of any of the topics covered on these tests. And as someone who works both in small and large business settings, I would say this is a topic that you absolutely need to understand if you want to get ahead. Fortunately enough, it's really not that complicated of a topic, and that topic is percentages. So let's take a look.
Okay, let's talk percentages. First of all, what is a percent? What does that word mean? Well, if we break it down into its parts, we have the word per and we have the word cent. So per is a word that we use all the time. Price per dozen, parts per thousand, miles per gallon, all that stuff. And using those examples, we can see that the word per just means for every. And then with the word cent, now cent is a word we use for money, but I think it's better if we think about it in terms of words like century, centipede, centennial, where it just means hundred of something. So if we put those together, for every 100, and that is what the word percent literally means. And so what we have now is a nice broadly applicable way to talk about how much of something there is out of a standard number 100. Like if I had 20 basketballs and 10 of them were flat, that would mean that 10 out of 20 of them were flat, and the equivalent fraction when the denominator is 100 would be 50 over 100. Obviously, I don't have 100 basketballs, and I don't need to measure a percentage. What I'm trying to illustrate here is that the percentage just shows the proportion of some characteristic out of 100. And speaking of out of 100, that's actually where the percent sign comes from. So let's take a look at that. So you see with the percent sign, that little circle on the top there. Let's say we had something like 50%, like we've been talking about. That line there actually refers to the value of 50. And then the line there is still just the fraction sign, so divide. And that percent, that circle at the bottom of the percent sign, that actually just represents the number 100. So the percent symbol is just an instance of saying, hey, whatever that number is that you're taking a percentage of, that's what we're dividing by 100. And now we have a fraction, which you can think of as a decimal if you want to. That's just 50 divided by 100 is 0.5, or just as easily, it's 1/2. And these are all equivalent, which is really helpful. And so how do you calculate a percentage of something? Well, we're now remembering that the percent sign just means divide by 100. And another important thing, the word of in math, that just means multiply when it's by itself. So that's kind of it. So what if we had something like 30% of 12? Well, we can kind of just turn this into math and say that that is 30 divided by 100 times 12. And since order of operations means we can multiply, divide in whatever order we like, we can just say that this is just 30 times 12, which is 360, divided by 100. And dividing by 100 just means we're going to move the decimal place over 2 to the left, and that's just 3.6. So really pretty easy. Okay, and before we go to practice problems, I have a little gripe about percentages. So when in real life would you expect to take 20% of something? Well, if you're a decent person getting good service at a restaurant, then 20% is a reasonable tip to give somebody, at least in America. So it bothers me when I see people taking out their calculators, well, their phones, to figure out what the tip should be on a bill, because you really should never need to do that. And here's why. So 20%, well, that's just 10% twice. And just like 100% or 1%, 10% is a really, really easy percentage to take of any number, because all you have to do is move the decimal over 1, because 10% is 10 divided by 100 equals 0.1. And if you had something like 20 times 0.1, all you're going to get there is 2, because you're moving the decimal place over 1. So then, how would I calculate 20%? Well, let's say my tab was $45. Well, 45 times 10% is 45 divided by 10, which is 4.5. And since we're doing 20%, it's just 2 of those. which is 9. 4.5 times 2 is 9. And 45 plus 9 is 54. If you wanted to have that whole total there. And well, what if it's more complicated? Well, what if it's $127.52 if you're really going crazy? Well, then your tip is just $12.75. And in this case, you kind of just can drop this last part. And then you multiply that by 2, and that's just $25.50. And then you can add that to $27.52 and get your total of $152 or $153.02. And if the cents are really weird or close to a number, like you say you had 35.98 and you didn't feel like doing 59.8 times 2, you can just say, whatever, that's close enough to 36 and take 3.6 and multiply by 2 to get a nice round 7.2, because no service person is ever going to give you grief for being a couple of cents off on a tip. They just appreciate that you're giving them a tip. So gripe over, and hopefully now you can see that your tip is something you should never need to pull your phone out and use your calculator for. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at some practice problems. Okay, we have 2 example problems here. Take a few minutes and see what you can do. All right, let's take a look at these. It says Alice purchased a collectible doll in 2008, so a while ago. As demand for the doll increased, the value of the doll increased. And in 2015, the value of the doll had grown by 60%, so it's a good investment. Then an independent investigation discovered a toxic chemical was used in the doll's paint, causing the value of the doll to fall. Oh dear. Until in 2020, the value of the doll had fallen by 50%. What was the overall percent change in the value of the doll? So we have percents going up, percents going down. Oh my goodness. And so if you're doing this quickly and you're rushing, you might say, okay, up 60%, down 50%, so we're up 10%. And unfortunately, that's not exactly how percents work. So the way that we're going to do this here is say, what if Alice bought the doll for $100 in 2008? Okay, that means that in 2015, the doll had increased by 60%. And that's really easy to take a percentage of 100. So 60% of 100 is just $60. So now our doll is going to be worth $160. All right, now it says that the value of the doll falls by 50%. And going into 2020, well, and here's the really important thing to be aware of. It's not falling by 50% of the original value. It's falling by 50% of the current value. And currently the value is $160. And 50%, just generally a pretty easy percentage to take because it's just half. And half of 160 is 80. So our final value is $80. And also very nice that we started with 100 for our value, because it's very easy to see what percent we changed from 100 to 80. And that is just going down by $20, which is 20% of 100. So this is the classic instance where they're asking you to change a percent a couple of times. So if we're just probably picking 100, that's an easy value to use to keep details straight. Okay, let's take a look at the second one. At a local outlet store, the original price for a shirt was discounted by 20% for a winter sale. Once the sale had ended and the shirt had not been sold, the shirt was placed on a clearance with a further 25% discount. If the clearance price was $60, what was the original price of the shirt? So this can be a little tough. Let's see what we have. So let's kind of start at our final price, which is $60. And they're saying that our winter sale price, whatever that was, multiplied by 75%, because when you lose 25%, you have 75% left. And so we'll then say, okay, well, that's 60 equals 75% of what? And what I'm going to go ahead and say at 75%, that's the same thing as 3/4. 3/4 of $1 is 75 cents. That's kind of where that comes from. And so if we want to get back to what W is, we say the W is first 60 divided by 3, which is 20, and 20 times 4 is 80. So before the clearance event, the winter sale price of the shirt was $80. And then going back the next way, we're saying that, okay, whatever the winter sale price, that was 80% of the original price. So I'm going to go ahead and say that 80% is 80 out of 100 or 8 out of 10, which is the same thing as 4 out of 5. That price is equal to 80, which we know what it is now. And if we want to get this fraction off of p, we're going to say divide by 4, multiply by 5. 80 divided by 4 is 20, and 20 times 5 is 100. So the original price of the cert there was $100. So what we want to be careful with here is what you're taking a percentage of and how you're doing it. And in this case, we're saying we're going backwards. So we're not going to multiply, if we're taking our 25% discount and going from the 60 back to the winter sale, we can't multiply 60 by 25%. We need to go back to whatever that original value was. So that's a really good question to make sure that you're getting your order of operations and translation correct on these questions.
Okay, that's it for percentages. Remember, if you keep it simple, it's really not that bad. The percent sign just means divide by 100, and the word of in math just means multiply. If you found this material useful, we hope that you will like and share the video and subscribe to Quad Education. Also, please reach out to us if you have any tutoring needs. We are happy to help you there. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.